Moon. Hey, what is going on? What is going on? I hope, I hope everyone had a better weekend than I did. Oh man. Oh man, oh man. I never know how I'm gonna start these. My plan goes pretty much to Moon Gang, and then from there, that's like where my daily script actually ends. And then it's just usually let's rip it from there. So I hope everyone had a more pleasant, enjoyable weekend than I did myself. If you happen to live under a rock and you don't know what's going on, congratulations. I think that I'm jealous of you. I honestly think that's a better way to live. Oh, folks, so much to talk about. So much to talk about. Um, AMC trading at 32.85, GME trading at 164. Overall, why are things down right now? The whole market's down. The S&P 500 is down 1% in pre-market. The Russell 2000 is down 2%. The market at large is drawing individual stocks down. People are going risk off. So that's kind of the scenario. Of course, we're going to hop into the Ortex numbers and all of that. I was just trying to give you a little bit of foundation for the day. Couple things I want to go over. Very, very important. So, like I said, not scripted. So let me maybe think of the best way to articulate all this. First of all, let's start off with Ape Fest. Yeah, we'll start off with Ape Fest. It's being paused right now. With the community, as like my opinions of it are still that it's not some undercover shill event by Citadel. People just saw that Citadel, I guess, had some ownership in MGM, and they thought that. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. What I do understand is the community pushing back on it, feeling that it's some form of a celebration. Like, why would you celebrate at halftime? Like, the game's not over. I get that. I get that a lot. I think the timing of it, the branding of it, to me, I always interpreted it as more of like a birthday for Ape Nation. It kind of started, that's why they picked late January. I was looking at it just a celebration, but it's one of those things, the way I interpreted the event, the way Trey interpreted the event. If the community's not behind it, it's not going to be a success. So because of that, it is being paused. If you bought it, refunds are already starting to be processed. With that, if you have any questions whatsoever, reach out to them. All refunds are being processed, and it's just being paused. As soon as the squeeze happens from that event, like that day, they're going to start planning everything out they need to. They're going to get everyone, like all the artists, the performers. So it'll start from there. That is just being paused right now. So if you did that, just so to give you an update on Ape Fest. In terms of the Chad Wes Christian, what's going on with that GoFundMe, to the best of my knowledge, it is that was taken down, and also that's also being refunded. That one surprised me a little bit because a lot of people were asking me about it on Friday or Thursday or whenever it was. I did the interview with Wes Christian to make sure it was above board, and in that, the interview is actually still up there, and I've still posted the PSA that it's down. A little strange one on that one, because when I did it, people were mad at me for not posting the GoFundMe link, and in the video I said, hang on, let's just give this a little bit to verify, make sure it's all good, and that was like my last public statement on it. It must have been Thursday, I suppose. And then after that, now people on the other side say like I was supporting the GoFundMe. No, the reason I never tweeted it out or did anything like that is because I know with GoFundMe's, that's a natural target for being, I don't know, like just scams. And with it, I never got to the level of my own due diligence where I was happy with it. And I guess there's some weird things going on. Like I think it was taken down and then starting a new one. I'm not really sure, but with that, I guess it's over to the last thing. Like if there's anything major, I'll let you know. But over the weekend, those were like the major things that happened. Ape Fest no longer, and the GoFundMe with Wes Christian, I believe, is no longer either, just to give everyone an update. Hence why I really wanted to call this one back to the basics, because the basics of this situation are we have a huge community behind two stocks, AMC and GME. That's it. Both of these stocks have a considerable short interest, and that's what we're in right now, this game of cat and mouse. So with that, I get it. I get it. I truly, truly do, of how those could be just seen as some sort of a distraction to the main overall message. And I'm behind that. I mean, as much as you're going to just like read these blatant lies about me, from the very, very start, all I wanted was the success of this community. And because of that, I think when you hit into controversy, like it's easy to just be like, oh, I'm done with this. But no, because I also understand it's a very loud, small minority of what's going on in this community. I know there are thousands and thousands of people here with the best intentions, trying to learn about the market, trying to have a good time. And because of you out there, I just want you to know that like I would never, ever, ever quit on you. Ever, ever, ever. Because there's so many people, like you have this loud minority that all they do is have the time there and to argue with people on the internet. And then I feel like the Moon Gang's true audience here, it's a lot of people are like, all right, what's going on in the market? And then we have like other things to take care of in our lives, whether you're a parent, you're working on your career, whatever it is. So I know it's one of those things that sometimes it's like just this squeaky wheel situation. So out there, I just want to really, really say thank you for the outpouring of support. It's the reason why I'm still here day in and day out is because of the amazing, amazing support from so many of you. And with you guys, hey, just so you know, if you're on the fence, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I've read some of the most insane lies about me and other people, especially Trey over the weekend. But I mean, Trey publicly said this a couple weeks ago on Making Money with Charles Payne. One of his biggest fears was being infiltrated. And I don't know, over the past week, over the past weekend, I think we have some of the strongest evidence. And you guys know what social media platform we're all referring to. I strongly believe it has been infiltrated. People were getting doxxed. People were getting death threats. I got death threats. Chad was getting, like, just so many people were getting attacked online for absolutely no reason. And it seemed very, very coordinated. Trey was attacked. I mean, and this is beyond, I guess, just the point of like, oh, YouTube's taking you down or this or that. This is like legitimate, real life threats to certain people. I'm not saying for me, but for other people who were this craziness got out of hand. The authorities are already looking into certain things. It's so wildly out of hand, and it's from, in my opinion, I guess like the lowest scum possible. It's always people hidden behind usernames doing like whatever they want because they're protected by the mystery of just no one knowing who they are. All right, I think I'm back. I mean, uh, I hope I have the tinfoil hat close because this is just it's absolute insanity. If it very much feels like the community at large is being attacked, and honestly, before you engage in any of this like social media of this and that, like so many people just read something once and then they absolutely believe it. Um, I don't know. I maybe my tinfoil hat's on a little bit too tight these days, but it very much seems like at large we are being attacked, and at a certain point that it sucks. It sucks to be on this end of it. But in terms of AMC GME, it also tells me something about the nature of, hang on, maybe we're like seriously close to something big then, because why would there be such a huge fight? Um, I I really hope that all of this, I guess, psyops. My big hope is that I hope the psyops attacks are more from hedge funds on Wall Street, and I really hope it's not from part of our community, because if you look at it, it seems, in my opinion, that a lot of it, the birthplace of it was Reddit. A lot of it seems like the birthplace of it were certain subreddits, and I hope I'm wrong, but I'm just saying, like, when I'm looking at the timestamps, the users, and then the copying and pasting of comments everywhere else across the internet, And it sucks because sometimes I think Reddit has amazing DD. I'm sure it's full of it, 99, 95% of them, 95, 97. Like so many of them are good people trying to just utilize that social media platform and put good stuff out there. And my hesitation is that small percentage that is somehow like, I don't know. It seems like the inmates have overtaken the asylum there. And I feel bad because like at a certain point, like I don't even know how much I'll trust it now. I don't know if I can anymore. And it's weird because it's like that one rotten apple has like spoiled the whole bunch. And it's a bummer because there are amazing people in that community who do amazing things. But overall, we're not quitting. It's just back to basics. I think this is like a hard reset, a good reminder for the remainder of the community of the actual battle that we're in. I love this review dork quote of like, this is not Sesame Street, this is Wall Street. So shout out to Gabe there because that's what this is. This is a legitimate full-on fight day in and day out. And that's just what this is. But overall, I don't know. All I can tell you is we're not going anywhere. I'm not going to let some nameless, faceless person dissuade us from the overall fight. I know many of you are in here to learn about AMC, GME, the stock market at large, just have a little bit of fun, laugh throughout the day. And on top of that, over the weekend, and if I'm being honest, I was thinking about this for quite a while now. I wanted to somehow improve my stream schedule, like this stream right here, where I could provide even more utility. I mean, from the start, January, February till now, I don't know of another person who's been putting out more AMC or GME content, just like the sheer minutes of content. And that's just the nature of the fact that I've been streaming day in and day out, which I love. But now it's at the point where if there's only 24 hours in the day, how can I provide the most content? So what I want to try for this week, I'm just giving it a Monday to Friday test drive just to see how people react to it. I'm going to do 2 different sessions, 9 to 11 and 2 to 4. And my reasoning for this is with that in that midday break, obviously it's like a little bit healthier for like mental health. But on that, I think I can go back to like the way I used to do my own DD. Because right now I feel like I'm always playing catch up with like, oh, did you see that this person said this or that? So with that time in the middle, especially when the stock market's a little bit more slow anyway, it'll allow me to go back to like what I inherently love about the market, my own research, and then figure out how to teach something. So it's just a little bit of a different structure. I'm not saying it's permanent or anything like that. It's just I want to try this out, and I think it'll help rather than just sitting here the whole time. And so for this week, 2 different daily sessions, Monday to Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern, and then 2 to 4. I want to catch 9 to 11, 2 to 4, because that's the most active point in the stock market. And then what I'll be doing in the mid session is just hanging out with people on the Discord, but then going back to my own DD, because I don't know how much of this other, I guess, like DD we're seeing. It's just so many people are putting out things that are just patently false. The amount of things I've read over this weekend, I mean, obviously the personal things, but just stock market at large, like and I don't know how many of these are unintentional, but just for example, like over the weekend, I'm reading so many things about liquidity, convertible bonds, payment for order flow. And it's a lot of people who just I don't think it's intentional, but it's just inaccurate information is getting out into the community. So I'm just trying it for a week. I'm not saying it's permanent or anything like that. I just think I could use that midday to kind of prep and then do some solid teaching in both of these sessions, opposed to just in the middle. And then like trying to play catch up at night, but then there's always things. It's just a test run. We'll try it for a week. We'll see how the community likes it. If you do like it, I could continue. If you don't like it, we could go back to the normal 9 to 4 stream. It's that simple. There's not really anything more or less to that overall statement. All right. Let me quickly go over Ortex really quick. I don't know. I feel like I need like a button that repeats this to me, to the community at large, like, because I just see this on Reddit, on Twitter. I damn well know Ortex is not the full picture. I don't know how many times I have to explain this. It is 85% of transactional volume. The only way to look at this data is the conservative floor value. When I tweet these out in the morning, am I saying that AMC short interest is 14.94%? I'm saying no, that's the conservative floor estimate of 85% of legal, legitimate data. This has nothing to do with naked shorts. Those aren't reported. This has nothing to do with the same block of shares that are loaned out multiple times. And this is missing 15% of the legal legitimate picture. So right here, the only way I use this is more so of, okay, I'm following the trend. And in my mind, I know it's the conservative floor estimate. It's nothing more, nothing less. That's all it is. And for this is the data given to Ortex, and then Ortex gives it to us. So I've never argued that this is a perfect data source, but what I would argue is there's not a data source that is better. If you think you have a data source, feel free to send it to me, share it with me, and I'm more than happy to present it to the audience if it is true. But this concept of let's just not use it because it's not perfect. Well, if we're not using anything, then what are we basing the trade on? You can't just shrug your shoulders and be like, oh, I think they're still shorts. We need some sort of baseline. This is the world of numbers and trading and math. This isn't just I think they're still short. And that's what a lot of people, well, I shouldn't say a lot. Once again, it's a very loud minority. It's people who, I don't know, I guess they have nothing better to do than just argue. But overall, please understand that if this is the first time you're hearing about Ortex, yes, it's a conservative floor estimate, but also if you already know about this, understand that is how I interpret it. I am not arguing that this is definitively it. If anything, I know the numbers are higher. I get how this data works, but to just randomly just, no, I don't want to use that, and I just have a gut feeling. How do you have a gut feeling about short interest? That that doesn't even make sense. So anyway, the conservative floor short interest estimation for AMC is 15%. In terms of GameStop, it's also 15%, just about 15. Thus far this morning, both AMC and GME have had a net borrow against them already today. $500,000 on AMC and $500,000 against GME. So both are already being bet against today. In terms of the daily chart, we are looking for the 30 to 32 region hold on AMC. Important support. That's what we're watching today. And in terms of resistance, we know there's big resistance between 40 and 42 on the daily chart, but there's also resistance at different levels on a smaller time period. In terms of GameStop, we're basically looking for Friday's low to hold for July 15th, as in on Friday. No, excuse me, on Thursday. We know there's a bunch of support in here just from the April-May period. Tons of consolidation, tons of support. We're looking for this overall region to hold and for it to bounce back. At large, things are being sold. The whole market, the S&P 500, the Russell 2000. Right now, whatever's going on, I'm sure there was some, I don't know. It seems like people are being a little bit more fearful about what's going on with this Delta variant. I'm not a scientist. I'm not the person to tell you if this Delta variant is real or not. I'm just interpreting it's the inherent risk related to it is scaring people, and it's having an adverse effect on the stock market. That's not my commentary. I'm not a scientist. I can't tell you if it's real or not. What I can tell you is stock market does not like unknown risk, and that's right now with this whole Delta variant has become unknown risk. Play Yaya Ding Dong. Hey brother, good call on the GoFundMe. You said it's multiple times. You should feel good about that. I'll fund you instead, Tony D. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. All of my commentary on this GoFundMe thing was, hang on, let's wait, let's be patient, give me a little bit of time to verify it. And then somehow people are once again just lying. It's straight up lying of oh, no, he was supporting it. No, I talked to the lawyer to make sure it was legitimate. But I guess that it came very quickly and it disappeared very quickly. Same thing with 8FS. Came very quickly, disappeared really quickly. So it's just one of those things that I don't know if our time or our energy is best spent like arguing those semantic things when really we're watching AMC, we're paying attention to the short interest, we're watching GME, we're paying attention to GameStop short interest, and really we're paying attention to the market at large just to see what is going on to get a better sense of like the direction of the market at large, and obviously the two stocks that we have been paying attention to. Mr. Beast bought everything in GameStop store. He finally did it. Check your Twitter DM for the link. I think that was a video I saw of him a while ago that he went into a physical GameStop location. This was one of his older videos and just bought everything in it, which is absolutely hilarious. Hey Matt, recent 13F show 32 billion in client funds, longs, and 244 billion in discretionary assets. Those assets non-disclosed, but don't have to be shorts. Correct? A Reddit thread is saying otherwise. No. Assets, these discretionary assets, they don't have to be shorts. No. Remember, overall, shorts are not reported in 13Fs. Shorts aren't really reported anywhere. For whatever reason, our regulatory body has decided it is not necessary for any large institution, such as a massive hedge fund, to report their shorts. The only way to know what a big hedge fund is actually short is to work at that big hedge fund and to be the one like very, I guess, in the inner loop of what their short positions are. By the dip, lick. No news now. Oh, Kenny. They're going out after boy. This is war. We will buy one more. No, 10 more. No, 100 more. Hedgies are about to get clipped. Hey, it's getting more and more serious. It's getting legitimate war, and I think it's with hedge funds, and then you just have these like trolls across social media who are trying to, I don't know, I guess they're somehow like playing into it, and it's just insane. So when in doubt, like if you're ever questioning anything, that's what I titled this stream. Remember, just come back to the basics. Remember why you got into the trade, have conviction in it, and look at just the facts. Have the shorts covered? No. Okay. It's kind of like, other than that, we can dive into some of the fundamentals. Yeah, we can look into things such as payment for order flow, the threshold list. Like there are useful things to learn about, but at the most basic level, have the shorts covered? No. All right. Back to the basics. Hodl fast. We are in the AM game. My opinion. I have been here since January with XXXX shares. Thank you, Matt. I really appreciate all you have done and continue to do. You got this. Shout out to Chris. You know what, Matt? It's all childish at this point. You know, other Chris, for quite a while, I get it. The internet has like a big troll nature, and I got it. It was childish, but over the past week, like I said, it got to the point where like it got beyond childish. It got to the point where people were legitimately breaking the law. People were getting doxxed. People were getting death threats. It went beyond childish, and I don't know. I just, it sucks. Well, it sucks that there's people in the community and they're trying to be, and to them, I don't know if they mean it that way or not, but I don't know. We saw a very, very bad side of, I don't even want to say the ape community, because I think it's fake apes. I think it's people saying that they're part of the ape community and they're not, because you wouldn't do that if you're part of the ape community. So I think it's people masquerading around of like, oh yeah, I'm in this. And I just don't, I think they're liars, whether intentional or not. They're just spreading malice, and they're doing things and saying things they shouldn't do. And whether they legally get in trouble or don't, karma's a bitch. Karma is a huge bitch. And one day, that bill is going to come due. I have the utmost faith that karma's brutal. It's going to make its payday. Matt, you said the FUD was going to get worse the closer we get to the squeeze, and here we are. Stay strong, brother. The OGs are still here. Jack, yeah, I just never ever thought it would get this out of hand. We're not ducking leaving. They're going to need an army of duck whistles to get us out of here. I'm not leaving in one of those lucky ones. I didn't hear one of these negative news about Ape Nation. Care to address your new schedule ability to eat real food lunch on your channel and become apex of YouTube fitness? Gymshark sponsor. Yeah, this is all a fitness play for me. I'll just be lifting midday. No, I just want to try it out because I kind of want to structure it of like I would be able to do my own research and then present it like right away in the afternoon session. We back? Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? All right, has this loaded again? I don't know. Obviously, we are in a full-on battle with YouTube today. They just are stopping it. I think we're back. Ding, ding, ding. The casino is open. Dingity, ding, ding, ding. I don't know why YouTube is dropping the stream. All right, we're back though. We're back in business. Let's do what we're here to do. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right. Looks like people are buying the dip. Remember, I like to wait those first 15 minutes, see what's going on. All right, come on. So AMC out of the gate for my audio listeners, pretty much just below 33, kind of a volatile opening. Seeing what's going on. Zoom in here. Just almost like a microphone setup, higher highs, lower lows. Let's see what way this is going to break. Gets a lot of pent up energy from over the weekend. $32.40 right now. The IWM all over the map. Come on. Let's keep pushing. What kind of volume are we at on the day? Market cap volume 5.966 million. Okay. A little bit slightly lighter of a volume day to open up, but let's see how these first 15 minutes play out. Let's see what's going on. I hope apes get out of the mindset this is going to pop any day. This is going to be a long, bumpy ride. Shorts haven't covered, but price keeps going down. Because remember, price is determined by the current buyers and sellers, not your current position. Like just whether apes are holding or whether shorts are holding, people holding across the board is not really impacting price. What impacts the price are the current buyers and the current sellers. Hey, Mark, ignore the noise. How would you play a gap fill on SPY? Any other option plays you are thinking about? So in terms of option plays, I'm just going to still kind of wait to see how things open. But in terms of a gap fill, yes, the S&P 500 has gapped down. So what you're saying of a gap fill is right. But the golden question is of when. It doesn't necessarily have to gap fill like the next day. Sometimes it takes a bit. I mean, we saw in AMC, it had a gap fill around whatever, 32 or something like that. And it took about 6 weeks for it to get filled. And then previously in the S&P 500, we saw a gap fill and that happened in one day. So with gap fills, they are statistically likely. It's just a question of how long. Morning, little brother. Keep doing what you're doing. Positive vibes. Money brings out the worst in people for sure. I love you, Matt Korn. Stay strong against the FUD. Oh, brother. Agreed, Matt. It was disturbing. Karma is a mirror. Hey, Matt, don't let those scumbags get to you. Many of them are shills and others are small humans not worth the energy. You and Trey are great, and 99% of us apes agree with you. Yeah, I mean, Trey and I have been here from the start. We're not leaving your side. There's all these new people coming in trying to do and say and share their opinion. But Trey and I have been in this literally since January when all this craziness started. And we're not, I think the only way people are questioning it is if they're brand new and it's people trying to rip apart the community, whether they're trying to play. What I'm seeing a lot of, they're trying to divide the community, like getting people to fight and doing whatever they can. And they're also trying to play a lot of AMC versus GME. If you're in AMC, great. If you're in GME, great. If you're in both, great. If you're in neither, great. But just because you're in one and some other random person in the internet happens to be in the other one, understand that's not an attack upon you. I see a lot. There's two main subreddits, and it seems like they're at each other's throats. They're fighting all the time. It really amped up over the weekend. Don't let them discredit and divide. Focus on what you want to focus on, but that doesn't mean you have to have hatred because someone else is making a different play than you. I mean, once again, it's weird. We're seeing a lot of people trying to tell other people what to do with their money. You cannot tell anyone what to do with their money. You shouldn't want to tell other people what to do with their money. You're an adult, they're an adult. Let them do what they want. It's their financial responsibility. If they like a stock, if they want to do whatever, that's it. Okay? We have no right to tell someone else what they should or shouldn't be doing. Death by 1,000 blows. FUD keeps backfiring. Hey, Matt, new ape here. I'll admit there's testing times for me, but I'm believe in my basics and my own DD. I'm here for war. J Kiss. I love that. Everyone should be doing their own DD. That's how you do this. You shouldn't be exclusively relying on the DD of a YouTuber, of a Redditor, of a Twitter twatter, of a Discorder, like whatever you want to call them. Remember, this is your play. There's no leader in this entire thing. Yeah, there's some people who put themselves out on social media to post things, but there's no leader. It's your trade. We're not following an individual person. You're following your own trade. Dow dropped 500 points on fears of the COVID rebound. Thoughts on Citadel Connect? Ooh, so I looked into Citadel Connect. I saw some things and it was very, very interesting. That the particular Citadel's Connect, that rabbit hole is so much more incredibly deep than you can imagine. And I'm just trying to think of the best way. Actually, I want to bring someone on to talk about Citadel Connect, but it's the more and more you look into it, it's not as well. Even when you look at it, you're like, oh, this doesn't seem that simple. Like you could tell there's some depth to it, but it's one of those things that like when you start going down that rabbit hole, it just keeps going and going and going. Very, very interesting and something worthwhile to discuss and talk about. Just trying to figure out the best way to plan it and the best person to come on who can offer like true insight into it. I'm seeing some really good info on it. I'm seeing some things that are like conjecture that aren't really on base, at least to my understanding of some people who like are more familiar with it than myself. But Citadel Connect, worthwhile to like Google, read a little bit about. Interesting. Up my position from 1,500 to 1,450. Use this to buy another share yourself, and thank you for what you do. Hawks fan, will do. Oh, hey, Mark. They're trying to divide us, but real apes aren't flinching. We got your Matt. Chair loves to stream 11 and 2. Oh, brother. 715, 933. Robin to Hood sold my GME fractional share at 833. Price went. How this happened. Regardless, this is why I hold. Johnny, very, very interesting. Hold Hold it. If Johnny, that's something that like if you have that screenshot, I would get that out there on Twitter. I'm seeing a lot of talk about the parabolic arc. Are you familiar with what that is? No, this is the first time I'm reading about that. I'd have to look into that one, Gunner. Parab. All right. So AMC, why is this just catching the whole time? Hmm. Parabolic arc. All right, I think we are back in business. Man, all over. Something very obvious is going on with YouTube today. I wonder if there's a way I could fight this a little different. This is insane. Whatever is going on with YouTube today is clearly insane. My internet's dropping or anything like that. Like I'm still on it. Like when these things are happening, like my stock is still going. I'm still getting the data. I'm just confused. Like I'm just getting a message from YouTube that it's like they're like not stopping it, or yeah, I guess it's a pause, and then they're just like restarting it on me. Something weird is up with YouTube. I don't know. Maybe they're having their own technical issues, or who knows. Is the mass investor back? Hearing different things. Yeah, to my understanding, he is back. His channel was deleted, and then I believe he fully got it back. I believe he was streaming this morning, actually. I haven't paid attention to AMC over the weekend. When did we end up in the low 30s? Still holding low-key stress, though. Sierra, so it gapped down. I mean, remember, it wasn't trading over the weekend. We had this, like, gap down situation. But over the weekend, it wasn't really a stock trading thing. There was just, like, a lot of drama in the community. And my personal opinion of it is they're trying to divide and conquer. Oh, just so you know, the backup, if YouTube just like officially dumps me today, the official backup is my Twitch, Matt_Kors. That's my Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. I don't have another account. I'm not Matt Kors Official, Matt Kors LLC, Matt Kors spelled incorrectly. Just check it out, Matt_Kors, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. Simple breakdown. Apes hold and get frustrated. The price doesn't rise. Hedgies hold and pay interest on premiums every day. I'd rather be frustrated. It is a matter of who breaks first. I have 12,000 shares. You should see my past month. Looks like everyone can do what they want with their money. I'm choosing to hold. Morning, brother. Day in and day out. You've been in an ordeal for months on end. Keep it up, brother. When in doubt, zoom out. Shout out, Smurf1. Shout out, shout out, shout out. Man, what is happening here? Switching my... I have half a mind to think that something is like, I don't know. I don't want to, I hate just throwing out these conspiratorial based things, because I think we have enough of that in this community. Like it's conspiracies galore. It's one of those things like, why let the truth get in the way of a good story? But what is happening with YouTube today? Like YouTube, like I'm getting it. They're just like, oh, like this. What is YouTube's problem? Like I'm not losing it. I mean, my Wi-Fi is here. Like these are continually updating. I just see on my stream, I'm getting this message that they're like, oh, it's pausing. Doing some 13F research. Citadel reports from UK, Hong Kong. Thoughts on exploring the estimate shorts here. Also currently have 25 billion in SPY puts. Follow the money. Doing from UK and Hong Kong. Totally not the FBI. I would have to look into that part of it, but I would assume that Citadel has most of their money. They might have some shorts spread between the UK and Hong Kong, but I would assume that most of them would still be, I I guess somewhat based in like US companies, because within US when they're doing a 13F, those aren't going to be reported. There was a Reddit thread about how it was an attack on YouTubers for giving Wes a speaking platform. Could be true. Like I said, I mean, just to reiterate, I think a high majority of Reddit is still good, legal, like, or not legal, but I think legal. I'm just thinking about Wes. I think a lot of Reddit is still people with great intentions, just trying to get some truth out there, trying to get some information out there. And I just think there's like those couple bad players. Hang on one second. Let me. They're clearly taking a cut. I had to search for you when usually your first video is recommended. Yeah, not the most familiar. Like, I mean, it's just insanity, absolute insanity. AMC 31 80 90. Okay. I'm trying to think of how I could wire up a different computer just for, I mean, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I'm trying to think of how I could connect. Okay. I guess that's one thing I could do. Well, that computer that crashed on me a couple weeks ago, that one I just have a bit more security on, so maybe I should plug that in. Hang on. Yeah, if this does freeze again, what I'm going to do is get that other computer, turn on the security that I already have built into that. It's a little bit more robust than this one I'm on right now, and I'll just do that pivot. But hey, one of the pros of having two different sessions, it's informational warfare. I 100% agree with that. Informational warfare, I mean, at this point, how is it not? All right. Come on. So the SPY taking a hit, but IWM looking a bit stronger, and actually AMC's coming back around as well. Swinging here at 32.33. GameStop at 165. Lots of indecision in the market at large today. Lots of indecision. I fear we blew it with Wes. He's a man for the job by a mile. We were positioned to be well within community. Over the Chad thing, it's our loss. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I the Chad thing, the West thing, it just blew up so quickly, super quickly. So I would not be. I mean, Chad, people have just run him off the face of the internet. And I think with Wes, remember he's a human as well. And this was what he was saying in his video is like, if we need this to play out the way we want it to, people need to be a much more organized. And even in that, he's like, I don't know anything about the GoFundMe. He was just talking about the legal aspects. But I'm assuming he's not the most happy at the moment, but I have not spoken with Wes. Why would SoFi limit my sell orders of AMC to 1754 a share and no higher? Thanks for all you do. Screw the naysayers. My assumption, Matt's duck suspenders. SoFi probably just has a built-in thing of you can only go like a certain percentage away from what the stock is currently trading at. So I bet that moves as AMC also moves. Where else are we at? All right. What are you doing? Here we go. All All right. I'm kind of S&P 500 over here, taking a little bit of a tiny hit. Let's see if this can bounce back. Let's just see if it's one of these classic V-shaped recoveries. Hey Matt, Sis Adam in here. It could be your VPN. There's a lot of overhead. Maybe test a new provider, see if it improves. That's also maybe that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna definitely try that. Oh, my AMC down 2,300 is still not leaving. Thanks for everything you do, Matt. Holding strong. Why can I buy certain stocks on why we will? It depends on like what it's attached to. Oh, and for this payment for order flow thing, people talking about this. Does Webull engage in payment for order flow? Yes, 100%. Do many, many brokerages engage in payment for order flow? Yes. Do some that don't do payment for order flow? Do some that don't do payment for order flow still? What? I'm getting the message again from YouTube. What are they doing, man? Is it this VPN thing? All right. What can I exit out of to calm down? So I see the chat continuing to run. All right. Hopefully, did that get it back? YouTube is experiencing issues. How can we do this? How can I fix it? I'm afraid to go off of my VPN. That seems scary, given the fact of everything that's going on right now. All right, I think this is back. I think this is back. I think we're back. I think we're back. I think we're back. I think we're back. I pray we're back. I pray we're back. I have no clue though what is going on. All right, I think we are fully back. Let me double check. Trackpad. I think we're back. Let me double check this. Continue. All right. Obviously, I'm gonna be prepped up if need be for this afternoon. If I have to hop over to Twitch, we might be doing that one. Man, so I just dropped. I switched it over to a different VPN really quickly. I'm hoping that that helps. Cause YouTube is not liking it whatsoever. All right. We're live again. We're live. We're doing it live. All right. All orders. Good, good, good. We're back at it. Back at it again, Daniel. Okay. Okay. Let me switch over to here, just setting up some of the VPN settings. All right, we're at the 3-minute. GME trading at 162.50. AMC trading at all right. I have no, because what's weird about it is my Wi-Fi is not dropping. I'm seeing chat this full time. Like that's not stopping. It's just the stream itself it just I see a loading. What could this be? Hmm. Yeah, I don't know if it's an OBS problem or if it's a YouTube problem, but obviously looks like we might want to switch over to Streamlabs. Looks like we might want to be switching over to Streamlabs. I guess I'll know because this keeps running. I'll figure something out. Hey, that's one of the beauties of having a double session is I can install whatever software I need. You're very blurry. All right, let me just I'll download Streamlabs now. Streamlabs onto this computer. Log in. Connect with YouTube. Someone just said, all right, it's lagging a lot. Am I frozen? Testing. All right, just dumped this one. This is Clown Shoes. Can we do a test run on Twitch? Other channels aren't having this problem. No, that will be right now I'm wireless, but that would be the next logical thing. I mean, I already have the Twitch set up. Something's going on. Yeah, if it persists, we'll do a Twitch. We'll do a quick switch over to Twitch. All right, I think we're good. I think we are good. I'm not seeing any of the same messages, so back to business. All right, AMC, it is bouncing off of 31.15 up to 31.50. SPY taking a bit of a hit. Where does the SPY have some support? Whoa, look at this gap down in the SPY. If you have questions at large of what's going on, like people are very worried about this. Perfect, well, not perfect. Support, some resistance. Right in this region, in the low 420s, I would say there's a little bit higher. 23 to 25. 423 to 425 is support. So let's look for this to hold pretty much right here in SPY. AMC looks like it's trying to break its own trend. We had a bit of a bull flag this morning. All right. 3 minutes. Okay. Good. Let's look to see if there's some overall reversion. But AMC, it is trying to fight right now. Looks like it's trying to make its way back up to test 22, followed by, 32, followed by 32.25 is the first thing I would personally watch of the day. Horizontal. All right, here we go. Right there. 32.25. We're looking for AMC to come up and test that. Right now, 31.84. Come on. We got this thing. It's really AMC's really trying to push 32. All right, what other questions we have? I think we're back up. What other questions? What other? Someone talking about. Someone said we need Wes, Matt, and Trey can start the GoFundMe. Well, understand a lot of people in the community don't want it to go to like a legal lawsuit or anything like that. There's a lot of pushback in general. Jim Cramer, when you are short, you need to do the complete opposite of the truth. You need to create fiction, like a market crash, fear, then sell. I mean, I see what you're saying. I think that's more realistic in terms of directly attacking AMC. But the overall market, I mean, remember, the overall market is trillions of dollars, and AMC and GME independently are a couple billion. If they had the influence to bring the entire market down, it's way easier to just bring an entire stock down. This market thing, to me, I think it's a lot of fear related to really what's going on. I mean, inflation is a worry to some. There was news of the Delta variant this weekend. I think there's, remember, the market, very, very large, many things going on at once. And I just don't really know. I think sometimes when we see this market, there are other players in this world focusing on other things besides like this AMC, GME, like our moon stocks that like we've been paying attention to. Now, like once in a while, I just see. Okay, I have a question. Does anyone know with the new computers, is there a um is there some sort of issue with OBS and new Macs? Does anyone know? Dropping frames. Yeah, like what is this garbage? Hmm. Hmm. These just stopped updating. Why is my internet being in and out, dropping frames like it's nothing? But I'm trying to figure out if it's an OBS issue or an internet issue. I see that you guys are experiencing. I'm on mobile, not leaving. I'll buy more. Could this be? Obviously, I need to fix something for this afternoon session. I'm just trying to figure out the first thing to fix. Like I'm on OBS. I'm trying to understand if there's an OBS issue with newer computers or someone said stop using a Mac. I've ordered a PC. I bought a PC. I'm just waiting for it to show up. Yeah, it's a use your VPN. Your VPN slows down your internet a bit. Um, relax, enjoy. I mean, it's just weird how it's in and then out. OBS Studio. Oh, you had the similar issues on OBS. How to set up OBS stream for MacBook Air M1 OBS setup guide. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Well, anyway, AMC at 3145. PC Master Race. Yeah, I think if you're having issues, if you just hit that refresh button, you should be better. But we're seeing some strange issues. Maybe drop the quality from 1080 to 7 impossible. Drop frame rate. All right, if I drop the quality, but even like we're seeing weird issues in the back end right now. Simple fix: pick up the Mac, throw it out your window, hook up a potato for streaming, and gain better quality. Major issues with new Mac and OBS. I have a bi-weekly stream and we've had the same issue for the last 3 months. We switched to Ecamm for Mac. Ooh, okay, maybe this is an OBS issue. OBS issue. Well, I have a couple ideas of how I could fix it for this afternoon. So it'll be A-okay. A-okay. Right now, just so you know, AMC trading at 31.54 and then IWM trading at 209, trying to hold on to the low 209s. GME fighting back 163 and then SPY 424. Hook up a potato. Zoom out to the 5-year chart and you'll see the bounce off of this level. We have been at 32 level. Draw a line across the 5-year. Yep, this exact level between 33, 32, 33, 32, right in here. You're looking at 2015, 2017. Definitely some support, some technical support. Hook up a stream from a potato. That's hilarious. All right. Alrighty. SSR, yes. AMC is on SSR. Five, 4, 23, 63. AMC 3136. Come on. We know that there is some nice support in this area. We know that the technicals are beating down. It very much feels like and looks like people are hesitant about the overall market. Like the S&P 500 is red right now. All right. Major Chuck, thank you for that. Just man, what is this crap? Market is down because of the delta. Run speed test on that issue is probably the VPN. You're better off with a firewall. Add it would limit your bandwidth as much as a VPN. All right, thank you, Jeffrey. Yeah, well, I'll definitely be diving into some of that. What's weird though is my setup that was working last week. I haven't changed it. I'm obviously using the same setup, so it's weird to me that this is happening all now, especially given the insanity recently within the community. And maybe like I said, my tinfoil hat's on a little too tight, but the timing of this at large does seem a bit interesting. Interesting to say the least. Preferences, output. I'm using CBR 3500 video, 1920 by 1080. Interesting. Yeah, my frames are just getting completely dropped. Have you tried turning it on and off again? Hey, have we maybe just considered I have no idea what I'm doing? But there are, I mean, people in my Discord right now are posting various issues between the new M1 chip and OBS. Whenever you start talking about Rona, you start lagging. Oh, frustrating. Frustrating, frustrating, frustrating. Check out Puffin. We use it at my hospital. Puffin. Secure browser. Secure browser. Well, I should be A-OK right now. Ideally. Theoretically, I've disabled a few things on my end. Try putting it in rice. All they are talking about is the sell because of the Delta variant, Dow, NASDAQ. I got 6 more shares, hodl. I know utilization is only at 87, but I'm noticing the available shares on loan are starting to get to the May. Wait, I'm starting to notice the shares on loan are starting to get to the May low levels instead of millions. The shares on loan were still around 90 million. I don't know where you're getting the 0 to 300K. You might be looking at one from a particular brokerage of like what is currently available for that brokerage, but that's not all brokerages. Like, I don't know if you're looking at Stonko Tracker or Fintel or iBorrowDesk, but remember, that's just information from Interactive Brokers. That's one brokerage. Welcome to Apple Tech Support, Mr. Kors. Keep seeing stuff about the GoFundMe account. The GoFundMe is shut down, the one for Wes, and refunds are being processed. So if anyone donated to the GoFundMe, the one that was between Chad to pay for Wes Christian's legal services, that one has been shut down and refunds are being processed. Just so everyone knows, just a quick update on that. AMC fighting back, put in a new higher low, and we're swinging back around to fight 32.26. Whoa, some buyers stepping in. Look how much IWM is popping right now. Everything is popping right now. Look at this relation between IWM and the S&P, or sorry, IWM and AMC. Really, GME too. Look at all buying just started at once. IWM popped, AMC popped, GME popped. They all popped simultaneously. Someone turned the faucet of buying back on. Are they borrowing shares, more shares against these today? 1 million against it. So kind of a lower day in both borrowed shares and return shares thus far. In terms of GameStop, 133. Interesting. Interesting how they all pop at once. Russian Ape checking in. What's going on? Did we hit SSR earlier? Yes, we did. But remember, SSR does not seem to protect us that much. SSR is short sale restriction. It makes it more difficult to short, but not impossible. It means you can't dogpile. It's referred to as the uptick rule. You can only take a short position if the stock is trending upward. So that's why it's called the uptick rule. So if you see AMC continually selling, like tick over tick over tick, theoretically, there's no new shorts. I say theoretically because what we've seen anecdotally, just like on these streams, it doesn't seem like SSR really does the best job of protecting us. But it will be on, like, once you trigger SSR, you're on it for the remainder of that day and the entire next trading day. So AMC will be on SSR for today and tomorrow. But I don't know. Like I said, it's not some massively protective thing because we have seen many, many streams that show the exact opposite of that happening, like the exact opposite. But hey, there we go. AMC is fighting back. 32.26. We broke above that. Now we're making a run to 33.28, hopefully. There we go. Brambles Moon Gang. Why did the GoFundMe get shut down? I don't know if it was technically shut down. Chad was realizing that he was getting a lot of hate, and it was just kind of obvious that the community at large didn't want him to be the connection to Wes, or they didn't want the lawsuit to be like, they didn't think maybe that was the best way. I think it was a myriad of reasons. Of why he ended up pulling the plug on it. But like I said, it's not happening and the refunds are being processed. As to why, like, Chad got a lot of hate. People didn't want him to be the connection to Wes. Some people didn't want the lawsuit in general. Like I said, many various different reasons going on. But the bottom line is the GoFundMe has been shut down and refunds are being processed. Chair, this is our last super chat. It's not you, it's me. Actually, that's a lie. It's not you or me. It's the company I work for. It will hurt to watch you every day and not be able to trade. Maybe we'll meet again one day. Vanessa, it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you can stop by and check in whenever you're free. But best of luck with your job. Matt, wonder if market crashing is triggering margin calls. It very well could. It very, very well could. The question there, though, is who is going to get margin called? You don't want it to be, you don't want the people getting margin called to be the people who are long on AMC. You want the people who are short on AMC to get margin called. I see a lot of people talking about payment for order flow. That's another thing that I strongly believe a lot of people are talking about it who don't understand what it is or its implications. It's just another thing of, I don't know, it caught the attention of the community. And with it, so like, I'm doing my best to calm tensions down. As you can see, I took the Webull link out of my description for the time being, because what I'm going to do is bring on a payment for order flow expert. If they say, yes, it is damaging the squeeze, it's not going to be there anymore. If they say, no, we're all misunderstanding it, and the best way to think of it is X, Y, and Z, well, that's the truth then. Like, that will be the information. But in the time being, I don't want tensions to rise even more in the community. So I took it out and I'm just waiting for legitimate answers. I have my opinion right now, but like that's an opinion. I am not a payment for order flow expert. I see a lot of misinformation going on out about what payment for order flow is and what it isn't. So I figure the most realistic thing to do in this scenario is, I stated this last week, none of my new buys are going through Webull. I already had a Fidelity account and I was like, oh, okay, I'll just use that because people were having issues with it. In front of you right now, this is Webull Desktop. I mean, I like it for charting. Like, we're used to seeing it. It's nice to be able to see the options chain. It's just, it has some good information. But two things: my current buying not being done on Webull. I don't know how to make that more clear. Second thing is, I know there's an immense amount of misinformation going on about payment for order flow, what it is, it isn't, and its implications. So I think the most realistic answer is, instead of just, like, I guess, trusting random things we read, why not just, I don't know, bring on an expert and actually ask these questions upfront, direct question: what is payment for order flow? And second follow-up, can it be damaging a short squeeze play? It'll be that simple. We will be bringing on an expert, and from there, like, at that point, we don't have to just guess and, like, I don't know. It seems way easier. Seems way easier. But AMC setting up for a nice cup. Hopefully we get a cup handle explosion. Currently 32.46. Hit 33. We're looking for the 33.25-ish breakout. Matt, bull flag on the 1 day since January 3rd. Matt, wonder if the market's crashing. Trader. Fidelity offers trader for free when you can route your trade directly to the New York Stock Exchange, bypassing payment for order flow. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is you can use one for charting and another one for buying. That's fine. Like if you use the software for charting, that isn't payment for order flow. Payment for order flow is when you're actually executing trades. And I already said this last week that if like until we get the information, I'm more than fine with executing all my new trades on Fidelity. Like I said, I already have a Fidelity account. Super easy. But if you're just using something for charting, like right here, just using Webull for charting, that's not payment for order flow, just charting. And like I said, let's just, yes, if you, before we know what's going on, if you want to avoid payment for order flow, if you're in the US and I think some other countries, you can get on Fidelity. And if you use they do have Active Trader Pro, and it lets you choose where you want to route your orders to if you are attempting to avoid Citadel securities. I know E-Trade has Trader Pro. Can someone let me know if you're on E-Trade Pro? Is it free to do the order routing? I'm not too familiar with that. I have used E-Trade Pro in the past. I like it. It's a good platform. But I'm just curious if you can get those for free. JLM, are your SEPs blocked? I'm reading that one. I don't think so. If I transfer my 2K shares from AMC from Webull to Fidelity, would I lose my 13 average and say 32 or whatever it is? It would look like that, but first of all, you can edit it. Whenever you do a transfer, you can edit it, but you're not losing it because you already bought it for what, 13 average. Like you're not spending more money, you're just transferring where it's being held. It doesn't really matter to you financially where someone says you did or didn't get in. If I told you you got your AMC at $100 a share, you'd be like, okay, that's weird. It's wrong, but like, I don't really care. It doesn't matter what another brokerage tells you got it at because you already bought the asset. And in this case, it's actually stock. And that's why there's, I guess, some concerns about a transfer. But also remember, transferring doesn't really matter because you already purchased it. You already went through the payment for order flow. Payment for order flow is a question about your new purchasing. So if you already own, if you don't want to transfer, that's fine. You could just open a new account and then do your future buying on that account. But to transfer from one to the other, I mean, the payment's already done. Like you already bought the shares. Payment for order flow, the question now is like, okay, what do I do for the new purchasing? Hey Matt, I read an article the morning about a parabolic arc forming on AMC chart. Is there such thing? Can you show on the technicals? If not, sure. Can you expand on that? Thanks for all you do. So this parabolic arc thing, I will have to look into. You're now the third person who brought it up. I haven't heard it myself. Like, I mean, I've heard it just like in math class, like a parabolic arc. But in terms of the stock market, I'd have to look into that a bit. Matt Twos has been halted for like is Norm 45 and then asks why you spend it more expensive with the shortage. Thank you. May I ask why you spent on your PC? I bought a PC just a little bit stronger, better graphics card, just kind of better across the board than what I have. Payment for order flow is illegal in the UK. Free trade is safe. Not sure if available to US apes. So as of now, payment for order flow is legal in the US, but I think it's something that's being so heavily discussed. But overall, Payment for order flow, I don't think it's a good thing. I think it's a negative thing. I want us to get rid of it. But I don't think payment for order flow is the thing holding AMC back from squeezing. I have many reasons for that, of just like to my current understanding of what payment order flow is, but more of, I guess, just a basic logic test of if payment for order flow was holding AMC back, well, how is that possible of what we saw in early June, late May? Like if you look at the daily chart here, payment for order flow was a thing between May 24th and June 2nd. It was like payment for order flow. It's not like they turned payment for order flow off. So if payment for order flow was the one thing holding AMC back, do I think it could have some potentially negative impacts on AMC? Of course. I'm not saying it's perfectly fine and don't worry about it at all. No. I don't like payment for order flow. But my theory is that it's just not like the major thing damaging the movement. I think I care more about naked shorts. I care more about generic FTDs. I care about shorts not being reported. There's various things, and payment for order flows on the list is just not necessarily at the top. And the fact that we're now all focusing on payment for order flow, I mean, look at this gigantic movement. The payment for order flow was on when that actually happened. So I find it weird that this is becoming such a big thing now. But with that being said, that doesn't mean we shouldn't look at it. Like we should look into it, find out what it is, find out what it isn't, how to avoid it, which we already know one way is Fidelity. That's a strong way. But to act like that's a major thing, I just don't really buy it. I think there's other more major things that are detrimental to the move than payment for order flow. Spoofing, layering, people are talking about quote stuffing. Don't capitulate at all. This community needs you. Yeah, there's no way I'm giving in to these nameless, faceless internet warriors who most likely have done zero for the community. I would never, ever, ever, ever. If anything, it makes me want to dig my heels in more. It's more of a game of, I mean, now I think we're engaging in two different chess matches. Chess match number one, we've all known about, is the shorts. We're fighting against Wall Street. But now it's like a secondary chess match of these people who are trying to rip the community apart from within. I mean, it's crazy. So it's just that chess match, and sometimes you have to play it right. But I would never just be like, oh, I'm going to be done because I got like some internet hate. Like, I recognize it's coming from absolute nobodies. I know there's thousands and thousands of core supporters who are here to make money, be entertained, and learn just more about the market. And because of that, I would never ditch on you guys. With it, for me, the big question is, how can I create the best content in a most efficient manner? And like I said earlier in the stream, one of the things that I've really been thinking about is like, okay, like, is there a way to improve my individual streams? So what I want to try for the week is the 9 to 11 in the morning. I see people, like, for example, I see people asking about this parabolic arc thing. We still have questions about payment for order flow. There's various questions. So what I could do is set up like, okay, like I see these are all the main questions. I could think of the best way to articulate. And if I need to do research myself, I could do that in the afternoon session, get a little bit of a mental break, and then come back from 2 to 4 and then kind of teach all of that. And then we can watch Power Hour. So it's just an idea of maybe this is a better form of content, because this right here, there's no blueprint. I'm not aware of any other person who has streamed the market all day, every day. It's a new style of content, and it's a new style of presentation. So of course there's going to be kinks to work out and ways to kind of, I don't know, improve it just so it's better. Also, if we're being very honest, I mean, I had my own questions of how sustainable this lifestyle was. When I started this in January and February, this live streaming, I had my channel since March of 2020, but I started live streaming in January. I thought it would be like a February thing. I was like, oh, I want to try to stream the market every day for February. Nowhere in my wildest dreams did I think that this particular scenario would play out and we would still be doing this like closer to the end of July. So at that, it's just like a life sustainability thing, because in the background, what's going on? I mean, I can count on one hand from January until now, one hand that I have not worked 14 plus hour days. I'm talking 7 days a week, 14 plus hours. One hand, I mean, some like this July, I took 2 days off, like Saturday and Sunday. And even that was more of like still many, many hours of just, I don't know, just reading like stupid, unfounded internet hate. But I want to make it a way where like I don't get burnt out and then end up just like, hang on, community, I need to take all this time off to get like my own head straight. I want to come up with a way that's sustainable where I still have the best content. Honestly, I think I'd be able to make better content because it'd be more of like a formatted thing rather than just like riffing it for 7 hours straight. And I think it'll give me a little bit more longevity as well, because I don't see anyone else there streaming the market 9 to 4 from January till now talking about AMC and GME. Hey Matt, if there are billions of naked shorts hid, why would they buy them back? Can we find them to make them buy back? We all know it's illegal, but who can stop them from naked shorting? Well, theoretically, our governing body is supposed to stop them, like FINRA, SEC. That those are the people who are supposed to. Supposed to. So when would they buy them back? Well, buying back, remember, you would still buy back to close the position. Like if they want to lock in a loss or a profit, buying back is necessary for them to actually make that money. So they wouldn't want to hold naked shorts indefinitely because they're just they would be tying up capital indefinitely. At a certain point, they have to make a closing trade on the other side to just make that actual trade. But I think the more important aspect of your question was, okay, like who's going to actually be monitoring this? And that is 100% the SEC, FINRA, DTCC kind of tracking it. And that was what was so interesting about all those spikes in the failure to delivers that we saw at the end of June, beginning of July, because there's something going on that should not be going on. Matt, look at the 1 day forming July 3rd being the high and bouncing off support today, flag day. So you were talking about this. Let me go to the 2 hour. You could definitely argue that starting around probably July 1st, we have a bit of a bull flag, kind of this downward channel that we're looking for this bounce off of, been severely beaten down. We're looking for the reversion play, the break above 40, and then hopefully a run to the high 40s, low 50. We're definitely just looking for this bounce. And look at this. AMC is acting notably strong right now. Look at this. Look at this movement. And then also IWM strong, coming back. Not really V. We didn't have the hard sell off and the hard buy. This is more of like a U setup. But honestly, it didn't even cup and handle. It just came up to the top and started, or it continued its momentum and pushing. The FUD is real and they're doing their best to get to you. In particular, we love you and you've done so much for the community. Don't let them make you feel anything other than straight up boss. Gorillionaire, hey, I appreciate that. It's one of those things that I still rest my head easy at night because I know day in and day out, all I've possibly cared about is the success of this community. Have I played it perfectly? No. I'm a 27-year-old. Obviously, I'm gonna make mistakes, but man, I guess I don't feel any guilt I feel uneasy when I mess up because no one wants to mess up, but I also get that's a part of being human. But for me, just like living with myself, I know day in, day out, like my morals are in the right spot. All I care about this is why I've done this full time, is to get, I mean, I don't see how anyone could argue with the fact that all I try to do is get AMC on people's minds day in and day out, get GME on people's minds day in and day out. I'm just trying to get more people to know the story of what's going on. I would say at like a core basis, that's like kind of how I view what I'm doing. And other than that, all the new apes, like day in and day out. I mean, how many times do I answer the same question? It's just because I want new apes in the community. My goal is growing the community and getting people aware of our story. And then like, it's just, honestly, it's, if you somehow think I'm, I don't know, secretly working against this community, well, there's no evidence of it. I myself have I have thousands of shares of AMC at this very moment. My own financial interests are in this stock going up. I'm very, very open about it. People are saying I sold here and I'm out. No, they have no evidence. People are just saying things. Like there's just crazy people out there. And this argument of me somehow being against the community, I mean, like if you believe that, like there's just no evidence of it, and like you're just a dumbass. Like it's literally just that simple. I mean, why would I all of a sudden, based on nothing, be like, all right, now I'm against it? Like that, there's no logical bearing to it. There's no evidence bearing to it. It's just people trying to talk, trying to. Does anyone else think that it's weird that as soon as I start talking about what's going on, that's right when YouTube does something? Like right when I'm like, all right, no, here's like the scenario. Like that's weird. Like it seems super, super strange to me. As soon as I'm talking about anything, I mean, we just had a good, what, half-hour run when we were just watching stocks, and then when I was talking about the actual situation, that's right when YouTube was being weird about it. I mean, seriously, like this morning it was cutting in and out, all the craziness, and I got dropped. And then I was like, oh, okay, like let's just talk about stocks and the action. Perfectly fine, good to go. And then I start talking about it again, and then that's when it freezes again. I mean, we've pretty much, in my mind, all but the smoking gun, in my mind, whether I'm right or wrong, I'm throwing out, this is my opinion. We have all but the smoking gun that this community has been infiltrated. And I just recommend to everyone to continue exercising caution of where you're getting your evidence from, where you're getting your DD from, and just generically where you're getting your opinions and information from, because it seems like hardcore infiltration. And shout out to Trey. He called this weeks ago. He called it on national TV weeks ago. And I think he hit the nail on the head. You have to explain yourself to the haters. I'm holding, will continue to hodl. Keep your head up. Keep good vibes, brother. What's going on, Tony? Tinfoil hat time. It's a talk to text algo scrubbing your channel for rule breaking. Talk to text algo. I'm not quite sure what that means, but it doesn't sound good. Matt, I tweeted you about the parabolic arc. Yeah, I'll definitely I'll check that out. I'm gonna be looking at it in this like afternoon break, just so we can then have a full-fledged discussion about it over the weekend. Thank you, Brambles. Yeah, everything you do. Hey, I mean, what were people saying? It's like if you've learned anything from video games, it's You know you're going in the right way if you're walking into enemies. It's just it. I just hope it's close. I hope we're close to what we've all been working for. Look at this beautiful bounce. AMC 31.15 all the way up to 34.40. We're right now at 34.20. IWM popping back. I mean, we could look at the potential gap fill play. IWM. We have a gap fill up to 214.40. So about $2 more of a gap fill on the old Russell 2000. The old Russell 2000, 214.40 here. We should mark that out because we might be seeing this today. Roughly here. That's not to the cent, but roughly my IWM target, just that gap fill play. I've been patiently waiting for your boom. Do technicals really matter with the so largely manipulated? Your bombing body is a temple cores. I think so because we still see that people are buying at support and selling at resistance. We see shorts are being taken at resistance. We see apes and bulls are coming in at support. People are still maybe not as nicely as we want it to be, but people are still, I guess, adhering to various technicals. When we see the RSI is really hot, we see it take a breather. I don't think it's one of these things where we might as well just throw all technicals like out the window because some of them are still providing utility to us. After AMC explodes, I'm looking to invest into EV and charge stations, intervention, not asking for financial advice. AMC, let it rip. Razorback, I mean, I like the EV sector at large. For charging, I know ChargePoint CHPT is somewhat of a popular one that's tracked. Overall, though, I would recommend paying attention to like a lot of the main EV players, Tesla, NIO, fuel cell, or even just an ETF that tracks the entire EV space, such as ARKQ, ARKQ. But I am a big proponent of the next 5 to 10 years in EV. The SEC needs to publish an official share count so we know how many naked shorts are out there. I mean, that would be nice, but that would be a little bit different. I know what you're going for, but like AMC had an official share recount in early June. And with that, it didn't really give us the number of naked shorts. So if you want to know the naked shorts, that would be more of the SEC or FINRA doing a deep dive into what's going on with the FTDs. No conspiracies, Matt, but don't let the reptilian overlords at the WEF get you down, brother. Hoping to see some green for my birthday today. King, what's going on? Can you go over Jim's tweet? Oh, someone just got booted by Jackie. Shout out to the mods. All right, Jim's tweet. I'm assuming you're talking about Jim Cramer. Cramer. The amount of firepower that is needed to keep AMC up will be needed to keep Robinhood up as a 20 to 35% of shares go to users. Needed to keep Robinhood up as 20 to 35% of shares go to users. I don't know. Jim, I don't even know if that makes sense. What is he talking about? Amazing that the Reddit Wall Street Bet Apes community seemed to favor me today. I am glad they understand the spirit I'm attacking them with. I feel like he's gaslighting himself. I mean, he's going on a Twitter tirade. It seems like just a lot of ramblings from him this morning. He must have had a more interesting weekend than myself, I suppose. if you want to see it, check out Jim Cramer's Twitter, but he's tweeting a lot right now. A lot, a lot. A lot, a lot. All right. AMC still very strong, 31.15 up to 34.40 right now, just below 34. And then IWM pushing 209 up to 212. We're kind of looking for 214-ish, this gap fill. Let's see how that all plays out. Cramer tweets like my grandpa if he had a Twitter. Great job, Matt. Thanks for everything you do. It's going to be a great week. Shout out to Angie. Do they really think when it dips we won't buy? That's what they're hoping for, but time and time again, they're just proven wrong. Do you believe in market maker signals? This whole run up, the level 2 buys have ended with number 7, which means they run the price up. Ended in the number 7. Jeff, I'm not too familiar with what you're referring to. Are you referring to that, like that 9 count thing? I don't know, some sort of count that goes 1 to 9, ended in the 7. Jeff, yeah, I need a little bit more on that one. Message you on Twitter. I streamed for about 5 years, recommended some stuff to prevent these issues. Godink, I appreciate that. I'll read it. It's thank you for that support. Very kind. Very kind. Just trying to make better content, trying to make more sustainable content. And I don't know. Right now, in like all the craziness and ruckus, like whatever. Are we still in this? You should show shares to debunk the FUD. I mean, we've been over this incessantly. Trey and I have really brought up multiple times. We've talked to independent lawyers. Lawyers have like come onto this channel and been like, no, that's smart that they're not doing something like crazy, like telling people when to buy and sell and showing their positions. It's just when we're at our size and the relevance we have related to AMC, when various legal counsel tells you to stop doing that, well, you stop doing it. I mean, I don't know. We've talked about that so many times. I have thousands of shares of AMC. And I can't specifically tell you, and I'm like, oh, I'm buying now, I'm selling. I can't give you that information, but I can tell you, I'm pretty sure I can. I mean, I'm sure my lawyer will get pissy that I'm even saying it. I have thousands of shares of AMC. Stipulations on our bet: boys versus lame Eagles. Trey's nipple OnlyFans. What is this? I think most people would completely understand you. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's some of these people who are just quiet people trying to divide the community. That's all it is. Because really, if you're truly in the community, honestly, if you're a true ape, that means you have conviction in your own trade. Like, you know, there's no leader. You know, this is your trade as much as it's my trade, as much as it's anyone else's trade. Some other human being on this planet buying or selling should have no impact on your buying or selling because it's your trade. No one is telling you what to do or what not to do. If all of a sudden you're basing your trade on someone on YouTube or Twitter or Reddit or Discord or Facebook, I think you're missing the point of the fact that this is your trade. This is your fight as well. There is no leader to this whatsoever. People should not be looking at me as a leader. People should not be looking at Trey as a leader. We're not giving you financial advice. We're just giving our opinion. We're like, hey, this is what's going on. This is how we interpret something. It's literally just that simple. brokerages know how many total shares their customers hold GME and AMC, right? So can we find out the total of each brokerage holds? Yeah, I mean, you would have to get that info from a broker. Like they obviously know. So then you would have to see if, I don't know if that information is publicly available. Has anyone looked into the obligation warehouse that Wes was talking about? Was looking for some screenshots and dates correlation to price run-ups. That's one, actually the guy who I wanted to bring on to talk about payment for order flow. I also wanted to talk about the obligation warehouse. Matt, did you do the unboxing this weekend? I did not see it. Thanks, my friend. No. I pushed it. I just ended up taking a break this weekend. It was all, I probably would have said things I regretted, so I just figured it was better to not say those things, which is frustrating. It's a weird mental test to not want to lash out against people who are blatantly lying, but I don't know. It sucked. But I think it was better because I probably would have just been, instead of trying to be calm, cool, collected, and logical and realizing that it's just people trying to rip apart the community, I probably would have lashed out emotionally. And like, where would that have gotten us? Like, if I'm here just all of a sudden going on a tantrum and like yelling about any of that stuff, like who's going to benefit from that? It's just giving these nobodies more attention, and that's all they want. They're jealous and they're seeking attention. And they're trying to steal attention from other people because they don't know how to build up, I guess, like their own brand or their own voice. But it's just, it's unbridled jealousy, and it sucks to be in that. I've never been the target of a coordinated hate campaign on the internet, and it's not fun at all. But I do feel very fortunate to have considered Trey to be such a close friend because I just know I'm not going through it by myself. It's nice that I can talk to Trey and like we talked about it and like the best way to handle it. So I'm very, very fortunate, and other creators. I shouldn't just say Trey. Many of the other names you know within this community reached out to me over the weekend and we all talked. I guess I just said Trey because he was the first one that I ended up talking to. But to all these other creators that are known throughout various forms of social media, you know who you are. Many of them I talked with, and they were all insanely, insanely supportive. And what I like is like across the board is we're starting to see who the true community behind this is. The longer this goes on, I think like these secretive naysayers, like almost the people who infiltrated it, they're starting to be found out. And that's nice. And it's also nice then to find out who these true people are, the people who have the backs of the ape community, and why just they're waiting for this squeeze to actually happen. Because that was the large community feedback, is like, hey, we like this. We just want it to happen after the squeeze occurs. So they said, okay, a lot of people are of that mindset, so let's just wait. It's that simple. Man, it just like drops again. It is so, someone just said just like clockwork. But that's honestly what it is. Because this is still updating. Anytime I get talking about this stuff, it just gets, anytime I go on a ramp, it's just down. You got it right. They're jealous. They deserve all the success in the world. You continue to show up, and that's why it's paying off. Sending a big hug and money. Hugs are the best. A little money. Thanks for all you do. This parabolic thing, I'll be looking into it. When AMC squeezes, what effect will it have on IWM? I own IWM, my IRA, and thinks of trading some AMC. AMC's explosion will benefit IWM because AMC is a part of IWM. So as like, this is a basket of stocks, and one of the things within the basket is AMC. So inherently, since it has a certain percentage exposure to it, if AMC rips, IWM will also rip. But you'll also see somewhat of the opposite. If IWM gets hit for whatever reason, it could also hurt AMC. Well, brother, what's wrong with Webull? Initiated transfer from Ramen. Now it's showing long does it usually take? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Coors Banquet. I don't know. Some people have been going as like quick as 2 days. Some people have been taking 5 full business days. I think it's kind of different depending on when you did it and everything like that. People are talking about the Robinhood IPO. Is today the day? Hood. Looks like it hasn't started trading yet. I'm not feeling the best about it though. If I had to guess, I'm guessing red. Lots of people still very, very angry at Robinhood. Very angry at Robinhood. Matt, take well-deserved vacation, Ape Nation strong. I mean, I'm at the point where, hey, I'll take a little bit of a break on the weekend, but I also recognize we're still in this fight, so I don't want to like randomly take a vacation. Like especially now, that would the optics of it would be absolutely horrendous. So for me to continue, that's why I just want to try this out for a week. I mean, technically it's past 11 now. I said I was going to turn the stream off, but I just want to somehow conserve some form of longevity into what I'm doing. And if I just keep pushing at the level I was, like, I'd need to find a more realistic balance because I even thought that my own content was starting to suffer. I felt like a lot of my streams started becoming, I guess, like defending logic and myself to just like your classic internet dipshit. And I don't like that. What it is, because like the whole point is to teach about the market and have a couple laughs. And like so much of it was started getting consumed by like all what I could assume are just like literal like Wall Street shills. I don't know if they're being paid. I don't know how well coordinated it is, but even think about it. Think about the last week of how much on the defense I had to go, this community had to go, just against the most random, weird, illogical attacks. It made no sense, and it's still happening. So I guess to fight back, like it just takes a little bit more, I guess, reasoning. And I think the schedule should help it. And I also think I could create better content. And like I said, I'm just thinking, it's just thinking out loud. It's something to try for the week. So this week, just so everyone knows, streaming 9 to 11 every morning and 2 to 4 every afternoon. That's the overall plan. And right now, AMC is absolutely rocking. We're at 34.70. We're pushing. I mean, it's about to go green on the day. I almost don't want to leave. I don't like this is awesome. I love sitting here and hanging out with everyone when it's just like cooking like this. Here comes the dynamite. Duck Donna time. Bring back the comedy, Matt. Your laugh is contagious. Kinky Kong. What's going on, Vegan Ape? Shout out. Smurf one, part two. A creator, countless people have learned a metric shit ton of you about stocks. Are not legit to get you, but have a tremendous support, brother. I know. It's like it's one of those things. The support is 99 versus 1. This community, like this specific subset we have going on here at the Moon Gang, it's all love. It is absolutely all love. You folks are the best, and you folks are the reason why I have not and will not quit. Because there's just too many people that are here with the good intentions, and you're just realistic humans. Like you don't have time to like get into endless arguments with these internet trolls because like, hey, you probably have something going on in your life, so you're trying to learn about stocks, whether you're being working on your career, parent, school, whatever it is. So many of you, like, you're just, it's a normal regular life, and you don't have the time or the energy or even care about just getting tied up in all this. So it's one of those things where it's a super loud minority. If you look at it, it's like the same 100 accounts who have nothing better to do with their life and are not really providing much to society. So they figure they'll sit there, they're going to argue, and that's it. While the rest of you are like, I want to learn about stocks. I'd love to laugh a little bit. And I just want to expand financial knowledge. Like that's all it is. Love your content and honesty. Shills cannot divide us. Let's go. Hey Matt, first super chat. Bought puts on UVXY at the top. I think oversold this morning. Profits going to AMC. What do you think? I mean, if you're looking for the gap fill play, that's a smart play. Like if you're thinking IWM, especially the S&P 500, will go up for a gap fill, getting UVXY puts strong. My recommendation is just don't get greedy with it. Have your trading plan with anything. I'm always telling you guys, have your trading plan established. Hey Matt, streaming for however long you want. You've earned our trust. You shouldn't be babysitting. Let's keep running. What's going on, Mark? So where everything you've been doing, I completely agree. They're truly finding the real apes. Keep it up. 11-2, too much to handle. How about 12-1? I just don't know if that's enough time because remember, I'm trying to, I guess, figure it out. Well, okay, so for today, because I don't know, I guess I'm trying to think of the best way where I could do my own research. I mean, at this point, I might as well run it till noon and then we'll take a 2-hour break, something like that. Like I said, with the schedule, I'm just trying to figure it out because, like, habitually, I'm just so used to, like, no, I stream 9 to 4. That's my life. But with this, like I said, I'm just trying it out for a week. It's no big deal. But AMC is moving, grooving. We just cracked over 35. The volume on the day, 50 mil. A little light, but good. Let me look at this for you. This high, 38.55. 38.55. 38.55. 38.55. All right, sweet. And the internet is doing something weird. Hello. Why is my internet being attacked? I spend more time listening to you than I do my own life. You know what annoys me the most about the movement is the disorganization. The strength is in numbers that illegal activity is happening on a public stage. If only we could agree on a strategy. Channing Sheets, I 100% agree with you. I think if we had a more unified message, that would be better. And part of it, though, is of why you're hearing different things is because people are trying to promote their own thing. They're trying to make their own breakout video, their own high karma Reddit post, their own cool tweet that gets a bunch of likes. Like, they're, in terms of the content creation, it seems like there's like a lot of people that are trying to be the person who breaks the new thing. And I like that. Part of it I really like because, hey, if you find that new thing, well, that's awesome. But there's people who aren't doing it with the attempt of trying to make it better. Like, clearly their intent is to get more likes, more views, more karma, and not necessarily like trying to propose a theory that should be considered. People are proposing a theory, and then it doesn't matter if it's disproven or has like no logical bearing. They keep pushing it because they're emotionally tied to it. I don't know. It's just people are emotionally tied to it and they want their thing to be right. It's hard being like, hang on, I put hours into researching this, and then someone's like, it sucks when you get disproven. But that's also just, that's sometimes life. Not everything's going to go the exact way you think it's going to go. The most recent thing that comes to mind is this convertible bond thing. Various people have just pointed out how there are no convertible bonds. So how could they be shorting the stock through a convertible bond? And then there's people still like just holding on to that. They're like, no, this is it. This is exactly what's going on. And that's small. Like, I don't think that's necessarily a thing that's like necessarily blown up in the community. but just a small example because it sucks. Like, we're all humans. If you're putting yourself out there in any form, like I commend you for it. Like if it's on a Reddit or Twitter, like you're putting yourself out there for internet judgment. And trust me, especially with my last weekend, I feel for you. I feel for you because that's tough. Like no one wants to get, like, you're putting yourself out there. You hope it's received well, but sometimes it isn't. And when it isn't, people naturally go on the defensive. And it's very, I guess, anti-human to be able to like just swallow that medicine and be like, oh man, I think I got something wrong. I mean, with that, like I was backpedaling what I ended up doing in my conversation last week with Luke Lloyd. Do you think that's fun? Not at all. But sometimes you have to man up, woman up, ape up, and admit when like you're like, hang on, maybe this isn't the most accurate thing. I tried. I swung at it. I misunderstood something and I want to move on. Whether it's for a theory, whether it's, I don't know, in my experience, having a super, super shitty interview, that's life. You can't even. All right. Well, crazy stuff. Obviously, we're seeing this whenever I talk about what, I don't know, not the buffering. Okay. Here's the plan. This buffering has been absolutely insane. So what I'm going to do is get Streamlabs on this computer, figure out, I'll go download a couple new VPNs. I'll look into this parabolic arc thing. And I also want to have a discussion about what's going on with, I want to have a discussion about what's going on with payment for order flow as well. Happen. Okay, so now I hear you can get cut out on the side every time it happens, been used cuss words. Oh. Yeah, and if need be, Twitch will be the backup. So just so you know, if you look above my head, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram, it's all Matt_Kohrs. But what's going to happen is I'm going to go do some research. I'm going to get some lunch, and I will be back on at 2 p.m. So in just under 3 hours, I'm going to be back in. We'll do 2 to 3. We'll talk about some stuff, and then we'll hang out and watch Power Hour. But overall, the wrap-up right now, like this midday wrap-up, is AMC is crushing it. Very, very happy to see that. Very, 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 very happy to see that. Are these coming across? Even some Weeble issues. I don't know if I am frozen or not. I think I'm good. But hey, I'll be back on 2 p.m. Eastern. I'll be somewhere. I'll tweet it out. I'll either be on YouTube or Twitch. I might try to do both just to, like, I don't know, some sort of a fail-safe. But how is AMC when it opened? I don't. Lance Armstrong becoming an astronaut. Shout out to the new astronauts. All right. Once again, thank you for the support. I'll see you this afternoon. And remember, from me and Chair, as always, best of luck in the markets.